Okay guys, well, I'm working on the gearbox for the Sheldon this afternoon, and what I'm going to do is I just want to get it tore apart so that I can get the housing in the de-rusting tank and see if we can't get that started to be cleaned up. Several goofy things going on with it, but I suppose I could catch you up real quick since we seem to be doing kind of a vlog style and showing what's going on. Let me whip the camera around here and I'll show you what we've got on the Sheldon so far. So here's the way it sits right now. Let me back up just a little bit. I've got the saddle just set on there. We got a coat of paint on it, primed it up and painted it. All that'll get cleaned up and scraped off, or and then scraped, and then the paint touched up as I need to. But anyway, we're making progress there. Tailstock castings are sitting on the back end. What I've done is last video, and I don't know if I've released that yet or not, while we were working on the gearing down here, and this whole assembly that sets in here, there's the two idler gears that go out here, and they've done some kind of goofy stuff to them with there's the pieces and parts. Gears look like they've been rebushed, and there's a couple of things on the screws themselves that were kind of goofy. One of them has been ground a little bit down. And then they had washers for spacers and stuff. I've actually ordered some new bronze bearing stock, and we'll just turn two new bushings. I think we can do a better job of that, so it'll be here in a few days. So anyway, that's happening with that. This big hunk of steel here is going to go to this new nut right here, and it's just on here. So we'll turn a new nut for that, so it's not quite as ugly and chewed up as that one is. So we got that one going on. And other than that, working on Sheldon, Atlas parts for Atlas milling machines. We got pretty much all of the castings are primed now, which is, I just wanted to coat a primer on it. There's a compound for the top slide for the Sheldon. So anyway, here's our gearbox. Let me get this set back up here. Okay, so here's our gearbox. And there's been some goofy stuff done to it, which I'd noticed before, but we'll get it disassembled and we'll have to rebush it and do all kinds of good stuff when we reassemble it. So I see we got a bunch of anti-seize in it that was put in sometime before me, apparently. I don't remember anti-seizing it as I was cleaning it up. Plates, the thread chart's missing off of it. We'll print a new one for that. And we've got to print up several little plates for this one. So anyway, there's supposed to be Gitz oilers in both of these, and I see it looks like they've replaced this bushing, but there's no oil hole in it, it doesn't look like, so we'll see what they've done there when we put it back together. When I look inside, right down in here, I don't know if you can see that or not, there's this roll pin here. I thought maybe they'd just not driven that roll pin through all the way, but it's just a long roll pin that they put in there. It does come all the way through, but it's too long, so you can't shift this, otherwise the gears hit there and binds it up. This one looks like this roll pin's too long here, so they've done some goofy stuff to it. Now we've got a roll pin down here on this end that's too long for the slot, but I'm not sure if that's there as a retainer or if that's just a roll pin that they put in that's too long. The set screws missing out of here, which does sets the preload on this gear. So there's no set screw there, so this just unscrews. Comes off there. And there's no key in this spacer. There's supposed to be a key there, right there, and it's missing. I guess I better get a tub to put these little pieces and parts in real quick. We'll just put these in the order they came off. Now, I'm not sure how this all comes together or comes apart. So let's go ahead and knock this roll pin out right here. I don't know if that's going to release that off of there, or I'm sure it must, but I don't see how how it's retained on there. How about if we put our spacer back on? Is that going to pull it off of the... I don't know how much of this we're going to have to rebuild, or what we're going to do here. Well, it doesn't look like that releases anything there. So I'm not sure if it goes out all the way through out the other side, or exactly what's happening here. So let's, there's a roll pin that was on that end. We've got, it looks like we've got a bushing in here. And the bushings feel pretty good. I don't know exactly what they've done or what they haven't done, but let's get that disengaged. So I'm assuming we have a key all the way through here that's holding those gears in place. Okay, we've got a set screw down here. Let's turn this around. We've got a set screw here. And then we've got this roll pin down here. Okay, so it looks like that shaft will come out. Oh, we've got a key in here that doesn't want to come out. Okay, so it'd be better if we knew how this actually went together, came apart. Is there a place if we rotate it over? Thought we might have a clearance area up here, but it doesn't look like it. Soon we'll have an epiphany here and know exactly how this all goes together or comes apart. As if we were to take and knock this pin out of here, this handle will come off, it will release that handle, and then everything will come apart. How about that? Comes right out of there. Spring and detent ball. Those all go together. Okay, now that should, well, it still doesn't go far enough to release that that handle. I might as well get rid of that other roll pin while we're down here. That being too long, there's not enough room to get it out of there. Which is why they left it in there partially, because they had it in part way and couldn't get it out the rest of the way. Huh. Okay, that comes out. These gears must have a sleeve in between them to be holding them all aligned. So there's that out. Okay. So this has to come out before that lever will release. So Boy. We'll have to investigate that and find out how that actually is supposed to go in and out of there. So that screw locks those together. Hub that goes all the way through, it looks like. Put that back on there. Okay, now I guess what we better do is just go in there with a carbide burr and see if we can't cut that. Well, how about a cutoff disc? Okay. So that will slide along that shaft. Do we have something else holding it in there? Okay, I don't see anything else going on there. Yeah, that will come out now. Okay. Yeah, let's just take a brass drift and knock that out of there. Yeah, there's nothing else holding it on there other than the burrs on the shaft itself. Yeah, still won't come out of there. That has to go in first. Don't let me put the gears together without. There we go. Those are keyed together on the end there. All the gears look to be in good shape. A little dink there, but I think gears basically look to be in pretty good shape. I don't see any major problems. Then this comes out. Okay. So I think for now we're going to have to replace bushings. I think because these have maybe part of them been replaced, but not all of them. I think we're going to go ahead and just drop this in the derust tank just the way it is. That will go right there. Alright, so there's the rest of our pieces. Once you get them tore down, there's not a whole lot to them really, but it's just a matter of them kind of being a puzzle to know which way they go back together and come apart. So we'll go ahead and get this stuff cleaned up and see what everything looks like. We're going to have to order some more bushing material, or some more bushings probably. But all in all, looks like there may have been a repair on here at some point in time. Looks like that might have been welded up, although maybe not. Yeah, I think that's probably been repaired at some point in time. So, anyway, everything seems to work as it should. Like I say, I don't see any gears crashed. I don't see any major problems. We could look at the rest of the these are the gears that were, these two were on the banjo, and it looks like these have all been die-chemmed up. Not all of them, but I mean this one appears to have been die-chemmed up, but look at that big goofy washer they've got in there. What have they done? See, they've got this goofy washer. So maybe they're using that as a thrust washer, but it doesn't need to be. That's not right. So there was that one. This is a 148. I don't see that the gears appear to be in pretty good shape. Now these are all steel gears on here. I don't see any phenolic or Bakelite gears. And this one was probably built at some point in time. I don't see any indication. What is that? Let's just do a little count on this and see what it is. It doesn't say any place that I can see, although maybe if it's cleaned up it's got. But let's see what we got here. .96 tooth gear. Yeah, pieces and parts. So anyway, that's kind of what we got for now. We'll get this stuff cleaned up, and then when we gather up some more pieces and parts, we'll go back and start looking at it again. So hopefully you find that a little bit interesting. Comments, suggestions, leave them in the comment section for me below, guys. And as always, thanks for taking the time to watch.